Rich Peverley. Were you there when that happened?
Yeah, so that was still my first. Yeah.
So that was your first season.
So for anyone listening who doesn't know that reference, he famously
I was there
too.
Yeah,
I was there too. He died on the bench, which from my perspective, up in the very top seats, I think Jamie Benn or there was a bunch of the guys started grabbing stuff and throwing it, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" What did you think in the sound booth?
Man, it was weird. Because if you know where I'm set up, I'm like down in the crowd essentially. I'm at the top of the first level, like to one of the sides of the goals. So I'm looking at the bench, and all of a sudden I see like 12 players, 12 Stars players jumping onto the ice and throwing stuff. I'm like, is a fight happening? Like,
you start cueing the fight song.
Yeah. Like I nearly played like whatever one of our fight songs was. And then I realized, like, because I have Ralph and Razor, the broadcast in my headset, and all of a sudden, Ralphie's kind of figuring out, like, he's looking at the bench and figuring out Peverley's not there, and, there's silence in the arena for 20, 30 minutes, where we don't know if the game's going to go back on or what.
It was tense.
Mm-hmm.
It was scary. Like, that was a surreal night where everybody's just kind of waiting around. Like, word of course starts to filter in because people are able to listen or get on social media or whatever. But, there was no one was making any noise. It was just deathly silent for 20, 30 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's like, Jeff K pops on his mic, says,
I remember that very well.
The game is going to be suspended, or
Yep. I remember my dad called me. We were sitting across from the Stars bench. My dad called me and was asking me what was going on, and I was like, I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just stayed on the phone with each other until he found out what happened, and it was announced on the broadcast. And the people around us were just like, "Hey, do you know what's going on?" No idea. I'm on the phone in silence with my dad, trying to hope that somebody lets us know what's happening.
And by the way, for anyone listening that doesn't know, it did end well that he was revived and then asked to come back and play. Which
he
famously wanted to come back and finish the game.
Only a hockey player.
Yes.
Yeah. But thankfully he's doing great now. Like, obviously, he didn't get to come back, and he retired after that. But, like, I run into him, most preseasons at the least, and occasionally during the season, and he looks like he could still play. Like, he's pretty much looks like Ryan Gosling, and
poor guy. Don't you just feel sorry for dudes like that?
A little bit. but he's still got the hockey player, like, big old thighs. Like, he looks like he could still play, but
he's keeping it tight, huh?
Yeah. But it's really amazing that he recovered like he did, and that he just seems to be living a normal life now. Hello, I am Michael Gruber, otherwise known as Grubes, or Shoopy, or Tweet Grubes, and I never listen to the Reverend and the Reprobate on the ticket.